Hello, Taylor Green with me, the new chair of the SYC Youth Council. And despite you are a recurring name, I would like you to tell us a bit about who you are, what do you do in your life, and what do you expect to reach within the sports industry?
Sure. Well, thank you for the kind words. I'm Taylor Green. I am the chair of the SYC Youth Council. I also was a proud mentee in the Global Female Mentorship Program with SYC. And I'm really looking forward to the next iteration of the Youth Council and making this collective of emerging leaders bigger and better and expanding on SYC's amazing platform with sport integrity and ensuring that young people have a voice when it comes to making decisions about making sport more fair, more accessible, and more equal for all.
Taylor, what did you take from the previous experience at the SYC Youth Council, and why did you decide to continue and to apply for a new term?
Yeah, great question. I really appreciated SYC's holistic and global approach to sport integrity and making sure that when it comes to gender parity, when it comes to youth development and protection, when it comes to inclusion, access, and justice, that those are all synonymous with sport integrity. So I was very honored to be able to represent SYC in those capacities. And I was really fortunate to be a part of their many initiatives to help make sport more equal. So I felt that there was unfinished business with the first iteration, and I wanted to continue building on that blueprint and to help make the Youth Council and SYC overall bigger and better. So I'm excited for what's to come.
And what's the role of the SYC Youth Council in promoting sport integrity?
Absolutely. So we span from all over the world and have many different walks of life. So the Youth Council is, in a way, a microcosm of SYC. We're all very passionate about sport and about making sure that young people in particular have a voice when it comes to making decisions on the policies and strategies on sport integrity. A lot of times people like to talk at or talk to young people, but they don't actually ask young people their thoughts and their views and what they feel is best for issues that pertain particularly with young people in sport. So SYC doesn't do that. SYC makes sure to ask young people and to make sure that they have a voice, that they have a seat at the table when it comes to making decisions, and that young people aren't forgotten when it comes to sport integrity.
And what do you think you can add as a chair, as a recurring chair of the SYC Youth Council?
Yeah, well, I definitely think I have that institutional knowledge now, being very well acquainted with SYC. And I'm really looking forward to listening and learning. I know that this will be my second time along with a couple of others, but I'm eager to learn and grow alongside my fellow new youth council members. So it's not so much about me being chair. I'm looking forward to leading in that capacity, but I'm more eager to learning and working alongside my youth council members.
Taylor, from the 4 areas covered by the SYC Universal Standards on Sport Integrity, which is the most critical to you? The financial transparency, the good governance, sports betting integrity, or youth development and child protection?
Well, right now, they're all important, but I would definitely say youth development and child protection, because I think we can judge good governance, we can judge our financial infrastructure, and then we can judge certain aspects of the game, such as sport betting, by how we regulate and how we govern our most vulnerable. And so if we're not including young people and children in that equation, then we're failing ultimately when it comes to sport integrity. So I think that this is really an inflection point and a very pressing time when it comes to sport integrity and good governance and governing bodies all over, but especially in sport. And so it's really important that we place all of the emphasis on youth protection and child development. So I'm very excited that SYC is going to be putting forth new guidelines this year on that. And I'm really heartened that SYGA understands the importance of this as well.
Somehow I'm not surprised by your reply because you are a member of the GRID Standing Committee, the SYGA Gender, Race, Inclusion and Diversity Standing Committee. I also believe that women empowerment is very important to you.
Absolutely. And I'm really excited that SYGA implemented a gender parity rule in all of its internal committees to ensure that we're not only asking other governance bodies to ensure that they have gender parity, but that we're following the example. So we're walking the talk, as we say here at SYGA. Absolutely, GRID is super important, and I'm really looking forward to building upon our forum on gender, race, inclusion, and diversity that we had at Soccer X Americas. I'm really looking forward to implementing GRID into all of SYGA's initiatives so that it's not necessarily a standalone initiative, but that it's permeated in everything that we do in SYGA to really reinforce the notion that sport integrity must be synonymous with making sport more inclusive and accessible.